see if it's going live. Let's see if we're live. Check my phone. I can't sometimes. All right.
7 minutes.
Yes, folks, we're going live soon in about 7 minutes. Just want to make sure that we have everything good. I need to cut that off.
No,
I don't hear myself. So I don't hear myself. So anyway, let's just go with it, man. It's almost 6 o'clock, so let's just go with it. Welcome everyone to Crema, another episode of Combat Sports. We're talking. Crema stands for Combat Ready International Mixed Martial Arts, and tonight, right here live, right here in the Philippines again, because I'm showcasing all the Philippines. I'm trying to showcase all Filipino talent here in wrestling and fighting. So right here tonight, we have none other than MWF, that's Manila Wrestling Federation, the one and the only Danger Rex Lawin. How you doing? How you doing, Rex?
Yeah, I'm doing just fine, Coach. Just focus on work and a little bit of workout.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. What kind of workout you doing?
Yeah, most likely running and cycling. That's what I've been doing since we don't have wrestling right now. There's no avenue for it.
Yeah. So you got to keep busy, huh?
Yeah, gotta do what to do.
What's up, Ken? What's going on, brother? We had Ken last weekend, so we're gonna jump right into it. Rex, I want to know. Wait, I want to make sure people, if you can see us or you're on with the podcast at 6 p.m. Yeah, we started early, so I want to make sure that that I have it going. Let me ask the question, Ken. Can you see us? Can you see us, Ken? And is everything good? I'm just getting feedback, Rex. Hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, what's up, Martin? How you doing, brother? Thanks for chiming in. But anyway, I hope everyone can see us. The 6 o'clock one I scheduled anyway. I hope it doesn't interfere with what's going on with us now. But anyway, like I was saying, Rex, let's get started. So how did you get into wrestling, and what made you get into wrestling?
Oh, well, as a high school student, I used to watch professional wrestling. Of course, most of us started watching WWE. So it was like ruthless aggression era. And then when I started watching wrestling, maybe I can become a professional wrestler someday. So yeah, that was it. That's most likely it.
Okay. And what age were you when you decided that you wanted to do wrestling?
Actually, since high school, because me and my classmates, we're doing horseplay, so we're doing wrestling inside the classroom. Yeah, it all started with that.
Oh, okay, good deal. And now, when you were growing up, did you? I think like I asked Ken, the Asian Nightmare last weekend. Did you watch the old the wrestling that was here in the Philippines back in the 80s?
Yes, I used to watch it on the RJTV, but I didn't realize it before that the Philippine wrestling does exist until I really don't have an idea how professional wrestling works back then, I
Hmm.
just knew I just watching wrestling show.
Okay. Yeah. And then, so who was like one of your favorite? Who were like one of your favorite wrestlers there in the RJ promotion? I think that's what you call it, RJ promotion.
The Bacall Boys, if you know
Ah,
them.
okay. Yeah,
I like
I
their
hear
gimmick.
that. I hear everyone say the black Bakla. Am I saying it right? Bakla boys.
Bacall Boys.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what does that mean? What does Bakla mean anyway? What does that mean?
Metal.
Ah, knuckle.
When you
So knuckle
translate it,
boy.
it's Metal Boys.
Uh huh.
They're a tag team. They're on the tag team division of Pinoy Wrestling.
Okay. All right. Good. And those were the only ones. Anyone else? Any like singular wrestler, like a heavyweight or lightweight champion?
In Pinoy Wrestling scene before, or
No,
just
no, before
the
back in the '80s, when you were growing up.
80s. So any wrestler, right?
Yeah, yeah. Which one did you
Uh,
like?
Razor
Besides
Ramon.
Mr. Ramon. Besides the Backlund boys, which one you like? Okay,
Uh,
yeah.
in WWF, old school WWF, it's Razor Ramon because he's so badass
Oh
character,
yeah.
and when he wrestled, it's
Hmm.
just simple.
Hmm.
Everything is just simple, yet he is so badass.
Yeah.
Especially when he has a feud with Shawn Michaels.
Ah, okay. Now let me ask a question: were there any women wrestlers here in the Philippines uh, that you remember? Any women wrestlers?
Come again, coach?
I said, were there any women wrestlers here in the Philippines that you watched?
I'm not sure about that, coach.
Ah, okay. You don't know that. You don't know if there was any women wrestlers. So anyway, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear you.
So okay, good. So you wanted to wrestle when you were in high school, um, but how long did it take you before you actually got into the ring? How old were you when
Uh,
you got into the ring?
I was I was training wrestling when PWR used to start in way back in 2014, but
Okay.
there's some issues, so I left, and
Hmm.
then fast forward, Robinson invited me for training. Then that's pre MWF period. So I used to train with them, with Mr. Lucha, Robinson, Fabio.
Okay. Right.
But uh, during that time also, since uh, I I was training also in MMA, I decided to pursue my amateur MMA. So
Oh, okay.
I competed in MMA first, and
Hmm.
then Robinson invited me again if I could wrestle against. Okay, sure, let's try. And
Hmm.
then fast forward, here we are.
Nice. Okay, so you say you did MMA. How long did you do MMA, and to what extent did you do? Did you have any amateur fights, or just was it just like
Just
practice?
no, just amateur. I did
So you
compete
had
in amateur level, even in
what was your
Muay Thai.
what was your record?
4-0, two
Oh,
TKOs.
nice, Rex. Go ahead. You're a hard hitter, man. You're the real deal. I have to say, when I first came to the Philippines and I saw the Philippine wrestling, I went to the PWR show. I saw that one, the big one they had, and then I went to the MCS and I saw MWF wrestling for the first time. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, out of all the guys that I saw when I first came here to the Philippines, you were like one of my favorites in the beginning. I said, this dude right here hits hard. I said, I said this guy hits really hard. So I was really liking that man, and you caught my eye. I was like, yeah, you're someone. Your style of wrestling, I really liked. You know, I felt like it was almost like the closest thing, you know, to being a shoot fight. You know, and so for me, I like a shoot fight. You know what I mean? I like the
Oh,
snugness of it. You know what I mean? You brought it. You brought it. So I didn't know, but at
oh,
that time, I did not know that you were in MMA. I didn't know that you were doing an MMA. You had an MMA
oh.
background, and so now it all makes sense. It all makes sense now that you have a an MMA background and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
But
because yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, because if I wanted to enter professional wrestling, I needed to have a reliable sports background that can I can incorporate when I do professional wrestling. So I did MMA first.
Right. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
great. It's and so when you did when you went to professional wrestling, how the trend into MMA, you know, the punch is not pulled. You know, it's not pulled. But in wrestling, of course,
come again, coach. Can you repeat the question?
I said when you were in MMA and when you started wrestling, uh, how hard was it for you to transition into pro wrestling?
It's not for me. It's not really hard to transition from MMA fighting to professional wrestling because they have one in common because you can strike, you can grapple. It's all the same thing. The the only difference is uh, pro wrestling has more additional what do you call this? You can do elbow, you can kick,
Mm-hmm.
you can fly. I mean, you can be diverse. That so
Right, right,
more
right.
likely, my style of professional wrestling doesn't separate from my MMA background, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
bringing my MMA background to professional wrestling. It's like yeah, it's like shoot wrestling, but not really a shoot style wrestling because I train as a martial artist myself. Uh, when I entered the professional wrestling, I'm bringing out my fighting style, who I am, what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that, coach.
Ah, okay, that's good. That's good. That's real nice. That's a good answer. Um,
Because I'm flexible.
yeah, yeah, that's good. But okay, so when you're in the ring and you're wrestling a guy that's a bit timid, you know what I mean? That's like he's not going to hit you hard as you would hit him. How do you work with him so that it you make it look real?
Yeah.
Do you tell him to hit harder? Do you tell him, you know, what to do? I mean, how do you help him to make your match look real as possible?
Yeah, let me give you an example of that. When I used to work a match with David Ravenna in World Underground Wrestling Philippines, when he had a match,
Mm-hmm.
and we had to when we're talking about the match. So I said, um, let's not make things complicated. If you're gonna hit me, just hit me, and it doesn't matter if it's gonna stiff me or just uh, show the people that you wanted to punch me like you want to break my teeth. You know what I
Okay.
mean, coach? Like professional wrestling should be, it's a. I still believe that professional wrestling is a combat art.
Right. Exactly. Okay.
And that's how I wanted to show people uh, here in the Philippines that professional wrestling is a combat sport that needs to be taken seriously.
Right.
So,
Okay.
so that's how I work with my opponent.
Okay. That's good. And so now getting into the promotions, Can you hear me? Getting into the promotions. You've been at PWR. But most of your time was MWF, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And you're like one of the top guys in the MWF. And then now, just recently, WUW, Wrestling World Underground Wrestling Philippines
Yes.
have just sprung up within the last year or two. What is your difference, or what is your take on all three promotions? Which one? And I know you were an MWF guy, but which one do you really prefer your style of fighting? Which one would you prefer to be in mostly?
Mostly. Oh, that's a pretty hard question. But if it, I'm not gonna be a bias because uh, on every promotion that I have been, I like working with all the promotions. So
Okay.
uh, I believe that my style can adapt to any promotions. So I can say that there's a there's a favorite promotion because I can't answer that much because I'm an MWF guy, but I like the other promotions like World Underground Wrestling or
Right.
Hong Kong Wrestling Federation because I like working with other people.
Good. Yes, that's one
So
thing.
there's no bias.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to see when I first came to the Philippines. I noticed there was different promotions, but I wanted to see everyone kind of like work together,
Yeah.
because because the Philippines has a very very small uh, scene, if you want to say. They're trying. You guys are trying to get started really and get really noticed. And so I kind of wanted to see different guys, my favorite guys and girls, wrestle in different promotions, wrestle each other. And so you guys did some of that with WUW, and I think even with some PWR. So that was good, and everything. What? How would you classify Philippine wrestling, the style? Okay, like in Japan, you got that. What is that? That hard style, or that whatever you call it, fight style that you got in Japan. Uh, Mexico is more like lucha libre. America is more like storytelling. How would you classify the Philippine wrestling that you guys are doing now?
Philippine style of wrestling, if that's what you want to say, coach.
Yes.
Actually, even though that the Philippine wrestling exists already for like almost 6 years or so, uh,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we are on the stage that we have uh, our own identity as a Philippine style of wrestling. So we are still adapting to many styles. Like I think we're still on a experimental stage. Like for me, I prefer using strong style, which
Okay,
is
strong style.
rooted to Japanese wrestling, while others doing indie style,
Mm-hmm.
American style, or
Right.
shoot style. So we are I to answer your question, we are not on that stage yet. So we are still making our own blend of Philippine style of wrestling, and we are still on the on the international standard.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
That's good. I want to give a shout out to everyone that chimed in. My cousin, Tanika Jones. What's up? Love you, Tanika. Jill, Ken Cypher, Brother Tariq. He's the owner, people. He's the owner of the MWF. Ace Victor.
That's my
So
boss.
Tariq he's watching. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and everything. But yeah. I think that also you guys have time to develop your own style,
Yeah.
your own way. Have you been like to Singapore or to Vietnam? Have you been outside the Philippines to wrestle?
Only in Hong Kong.
Oh, that's good.
That
Yeah,
was
that's good.
2019 when I wrestled a tag team match with JDL himself
Okay,
against the
good.
Man Bros.
Ah, yeah. Yeah. How was that match for you? How did you like that?
Uh, Working with the members are fun, and
Mm-hmm.
I had a learning experience when I was in Hong Kong, and the praise is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and good people there, good people, good vibes.
How is the
Yeah.
style? How is the style different from the Philippine style? Is it different? Did you see any different, or pretty much the same?
They're very safe, to say the least. Very
Okay.
safe workers. That's how. That's what they prioritizing. Working safe. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but uh, it's kind of hard to adjust because of some language barrier. If
Okay.
you know what I mean.
Right. Right. Okay. So calling some things inside the ring. That was kind of difficult for you guys, or
No, we had to call it at the back.
okay. So you didn't improvise or anything like that. Everything you called in the back, you did out in the open.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay, 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 all right. See where I come from. What I'm used to is we call things in the back, but we only call certain things like the ending, maybe some in the middle, and then the beginning. Of course, it's just easy. But
Mm,
normally, sometimes we play to the crowd and see how the crowd reacts to how we are wrestling and how things are going. And so sometimes we may have to change it up, and so we may have to call certain things. And so if I
mm,
have a person on the ropes, if I have a person on the rope and they don't really speak English, and I call them duck the clothesline,
yeah.
watch the drop kick, that would be kind of hard
Yeah.
if they don't understand.
Yeah, well, that's why we have to call it at the back, and then we have to. Well, okay, this is what we're gonna do. Then when we go out at the curtain, boom, showtime.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Nice,
Yeah.
nice. That's good. And
Uh,
so,
But but what I learned in Hong Kong is different workers have different styles of working matches. Some other prefer can some workers can work can improvise or
right, right,
you had
right,
to
right.
call it. Personally, I just had to adapt.
Yes, you definitely. That's a good thing. You definitely have to adjust your style and just what's going on. You got to hear everything. You got to hear and you got to see everything. You got to make sure that, like I told Ken last week. I said, you don't want to go out on the first match and go 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Especially if you have a good your main event. You don't want to steal from your main event. So it's like if Shawn Michaels is on the main event and his super kick is the finish, then I would not go out in the first match and hit a super kick and you pop out of it, you kick out of it. So that just killed the whole show. You know what I mean? so what we talked about last weekend was, you know, guys going too long in the first match and they're trying to get everything out that they can in one show. They're not leaving things for the next show. You know what I mean? And I know you've seen that. And it's like, because I'm quite sure you've been main event and you're probably like, what the hell? Why they take you so long? And
It's
so
frustrating.
yeah,
It
so
gives me
so
anxiety.
yeah, it kills. It can sometimes kill the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The first match should be 7 minutes. That's intro included. You know what I mean? You go up top. If you go up any top, AEW, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, WWE, New Japan Wrestling, they're gonna tell you 6 minutes flat. You gotta do it. You cannot. If your finish is a power bomb off the top rope and you haven't gotten to it, you know what I mean? Oh well, you got to improvise, And so that's where I'm trying to get to. You got to improvise, and if you are in a language barrier and you're dealing with someone who doesn't know understand
Yeah.
your language, and then they say, okay, go home.
Hmm.
What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? So those are some of the things that now are definitely different in pro wrestling. Probably back probably back in the old days, you could go, pretty long as you want or whatever. But nowadays, because of advertising and sponsorship, they don't want you to go long. You gotta
Yeah.
get your shit in, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Because so that's the TV setting.
Yes.
In this style of wrestling is different from TV style of wrestling. In TV style of wrestling, we used to set a time. Time is
Right.
gold.
Right. So yeah, that's what's up, Tariq? Tariq, shout out. He gave you a shout out. Lynn.
Yeah.
Hi, Lynn. Veronica. What's up, Veronica? So all your
Oh,
buddies.
hey, that's my manager, Veronica. Hi
Yeah.
there.
Everyone's chiming in, which is good,
Yeah.
So getting back to the local scene here in the Philippines, you're one of the, like I said, you're one of the top guys in MWF. How do
Yeah.
you? And I asked Ken the same thing. When it comes to uh, bullying, all right. When it comes to hazing, all right. Um, I don't know if you've seen that. I don't know if you dealt with it. I don't know if you stopped someone from doing it. But have you been in that situation? And have you seen anyone in that situation where you said, okay, enough, stop? You know what I mean?
No. So, as far as I'm concerned, I haven't witnessed one,
Okay.
and I have never been on a hazing style when I entered the MWF.
Of course,
When I
who's gonna haze you, man? Who's gonna haze Rex?
because I refuse to be bullied, so no hazing. and
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I and when I started training on the early days of MWF, it was just like, okay, let's trade. Okay, let's do
Right.
this. Let's warm up. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let's do cardio. So it was all cool, man. It was all cool.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. Because as a top guy, you have to have the leadership to lead the younger guys and younger girls. And
Yeah,
so,
you
but
have to be.
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, you have to be. As I'm not saying that I'm veteran because I'm not. But as a senior, so the guys before me, it's my responsibility to guide them. And
Right.
when I train with the new guys, I don't treat myself as Danger Rex Lawin outside the ring. Uh, I I treat them as Danger Rex Lawin as a fellow trainee. So like I level myself with the new guys. So if they do basic bombs, the basic rolls, I do it with them. Uh,
Right.
and if somebody can catch up, I approach them. Okay, here's how you do it properly. I try to help the new guys because uh, I used to be a new guy myself. So
Of course. We all did. Yeah. We all did. That's good. What is your, let me ask, what was your favorite match? And who probably was your favorite opponent?
favorite opponent. I hope he is watching right now. It's gotta be Robin Singh.
Mm.
Yeah, it's gotta be Robin Singh, and also
Okay.
Gig Striker.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gig striker. Yeah. All right. Good.
Gig Striker is a good guy. He's my fellow martial artist. Actually, he's my
Mhm.
colleague in real life.
Oh,
My
really?
colleague,
Okay.
yeah. So we used to have the same martial arts organization,
Hmm. Okay.
and but yeah, it's gotta be Robinson because I have lots of good matches with him.
Hmm.
So we used to get. That's why uh, we're close.
Hmm.
Yet that's rivals.
Nice. So that's also probably one of your toughest matches too, then, huh? He's probably one of your toughest matches, or just your favorite person you like to wrestle with.
because he's the one who taught me almost everything what I need to know in professional wrestling. So everything I have right now, I owe it to him.
Nice,
So
nice, nice.
Robinson, whatever you are, man.
I'm quite sure he's watching somewhere. I think he's watching. He is. What's up, Robin saying? But that's good, man. And what was the other question? What was your favorite match? Yeah, what was your
Uh,
so yeah.
Favorite match? Uh, it's gotta be a MWF Kasaysayan. Everything in that
Mhm.
match was so real.
Mhm.
That I can only say. Everything in that match is real.
Okay, nice.
Everything. I hope MWF management could release the full match
Mhm.
of MWF 7 championship match on
Who's
YouTube.
that?
Hopefully,
Now, who were you against? You're against Robin Singh there.
yeah,
Was that your opponent? Okay,
yeah.
okay,
It was for the MWF championship.
okay. So, have you ever been champion of MWF or any
No,
promotion?
Pendi. I'm waiting for the Campeon ng Masa tournament finals, but pandemic happened, so I
Yeah.
just have to wait.
Ah, okay. All right, nice. And now, when you wrestled in uh, WUW, because they seem like a hard hitting company. Who did you wrestle there, and did you like their style of wrestling?
Oh, I worked with Zara and David Ravenna.
Nice.
Yeah, I and when I told them to hit me, they just hit me hard.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. And what about PWR? Did you work in PWR with anyone other than just tag teaming with JDL in Hong Kong? Like, did you ever have a
no,
match at PWR? Okay.
with the PWR guys, I haven't been booked in PWR, but I worked with some PWR guys on an MWF show.
Okay.
Uh, uh, I work a match with Martivo, Sandata.
Uh, yeah, those are
Yeah,
good guys. Those guys are good. Yeah, I miss those guys.
yeah.
I miss all you guys. I miss training with you guys, and I miss just being around it. You know what I mean? There's some great talent here in the Philippines. I would, a lot of people will probably say a little undersized because of your height or whatever, but the talent that you guys have and the moves that you guys do makes up for that shit. You know what I mean? Because there's no right big. You're one of the biggest guys in all of the Philippine wrestling scene. You, Machine, PWR, Anthony. And so you guys are big. You're like some of the bigger ones. And everything. Everyone else is kind of in 100 pound.
Oh
compared
my
to
god.
compared to me, compared to you, they're like 100 and something pounds, but they can move. You know what I mean? And so um, that's what it is. The days at MCS. How was those days of wrestling and training? Because I remember when I was training the ALW Warriors, we would see you guys over there training. How was those days at MCS? Wrestling in that boxing ring.
Ah, I have a lot of good memories in MCS, but I don't like bumping there.
Yeah, that ring was hard as hell, man. I was like, what? You
I'm not.
know.
I I was not going home from training without having a back pain.
How many days do you guys train over there? Was it one just one Saturday?
Just once a week, just
Just
once a
like
week
us.
uh,
Okay.
because everyone has school, has work,
Uh-huh.
etc.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but yeah, I remember those days, man. I remember those days in MCS.
Yes, but I
But
do remember that AOW guys doing training. You that's the time that you were training them.
yes, yes, yes. That's when we first started and everything, and we had a good time there, man. And we were, we had to learn really fast. I had to teach it really fast. how long did it take you to learn your craft? I mean, how many was it, years or months? What?
To tell you the truth, coach, I didn't have a consistent professional
Mm-hmm.
wrestling training because in back in the early days of PWR, I only trained twice. I think twice.
Mm-hmm.
So I just gotta learn how to bump, flip bump, basic rolls, and
Mm-hmm.
then that's all I learned. And then fast forward to MWF. So basic rolls again, how to bump, how to strike, basic conditioning for professional wrestling.
Mr. Lucha was teaching you guys, right? Mr.
Yes,
Lucha and Robin Singh, and I remember seeing that. I remember seeing that. So, but how long?
yes.
So you were getting your training there for the first time when I met you, when I saw you guys.
No, I was training partially back then.
Okay. Okay.
So, but for me, it wasn't that hard to learn because even if I train in few days or in few sessions, I had to focus on every detail. So that's why I can easily learn how to
Pick it up.
bump, how to, everything, every basics of professional wrestling.
Okay. So you were learning. You guys were learning on the fly as well. You know, it was like
Yeah,
it was like me. I was training. I was training the Warriors, and uh, and luckily I trained them. You know, outside of 6, 7 months, almost 8 months. And
oh, that's
no, I'm sorry.
that's long.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 10 months. You know, before their show. It's long, but it's not really long. That you really have to you really have to put in your time for wrestling. You know, and training. When you look at WWE or you look at you know things like that, you see guys up there like Bobby Lashley, Dolph Ziggler. You know, those guys been training in OVW since 2005, right?
Mm,
2004. And now you still see them wrestling. You know, you're now seeing them really get to the top. You know what I mean? And then you got other guys like Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, who's been in the Indies for a long time, Keith Lee, all those guys really. It really takes a long time to hone your skill and your
yeah,
craft in pro wrestling to make it look, to make it look really good,
yeah,
And so, uh, yeah, it's possible to train someone within 6 months because when I first started, I was trained probably like 4 or 5 months before I had my first match. But my first match was with my coach, and
mm,
so you know I was walked through. He taught me how to, just do that, do this, do this, do that, do this. And so, uh, but it works. You know, I mean, you just got to get out there and do it. If you got a show, you just got to get out there and
mm,
perform. You
yeah.
know what I mean? But you got to make sure that you perform and perform good. And everything. So that's one of those things. Let me ask a question. How did you come with the name Danger Rex Lawin? Who is Rex Lawin?
Before that, the word danger, there was only Rex Lawin, the Pinoy strong style himself. So I came up with the name Rex because uh, in Latin Rex means king, and
Oh,
the
okay,
surname Lawin means the Philippine eagle. So Philippine
okay.
eagle means is a symbol of Filipino strength.
Mm.
And the when 2018 came, uh, 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 Tarek added danger Rex
Oh,
Lau
okay.
because I had a promotional video way back in 2017 that I mentioned that I'm a dangerous man of
Hmm.
professional wrestling. So
Okay.
that's when he came up with the moniker Danger Rex Lawin. Because that's what I
Danger
do
Rex.
inside the ring. That's what I do
Yeah,
inside the ring.
yeah. Yeah, I saw it. Like I said, when I first saw you, you came down with your MMA shorts and your glove. I said, "Who's this guy?" You know what I mean? And I was like, "Well, when you hit, you Fab, you guys hit really hard. I like Fabs too, man. His strikes is like killer strikes. You know what I mean? And so I was really impressed with that. Was very very impressed with that. But what is the future hold for Rex Lawin? What's the future?
Future champion. That's what's the future for Rex Lowry.
You want to be champion, huh?
Future champion and uh, a man to be, you know, to be recognized in Philippine pro wrestling scene.
Mm, okay. What are your steps to get there? How are you going to get there?
Yeah, just doing what I love to do. That is beating people. That's what I do. Just simply beating people to get the richest prize in the Philippine wrestling.
uh, okay, all right. Who is someone that you want to beat up really? Who's standing in your way? Who's standing in Rex Lawin's way to the top?
Right now. So right now it's Joe Marliwanag because he's
Whoa.
my scheduled opponent for the Campeon ng Mas tournament finals.
Okay.
It's supposed to be the secondary belt next to the MWF championship. So
Ah, so
yeah,
so
he's next
so
in
so you,
line.
so you preparing for him, huh?
I always prepare for him, even if it is pandemic. I train whenever I have free time. So at any time when
Mhm.
this pandemic is over, so wrestling shows will resume. So by that time, it's it's time to face him for the golden prize.
But what does your training consist of? Like, okay, are you in the gym? Are you in an MMA gym? Uh, what are you doing to prepare for him? You say you're preparing. What? Give us an idea. What's your daily routine? Are you running, push ups, sit ups? What?
Um, I just do cycling and running recently, and I don't really do weight training right now because my focus right now is the cardio.
Okay. I'm trying to get the in ring
So
cardio.
so my training routine is like uh, lots of cross training. So on weekend, I used to do boxing
Hmm.
or Muay Thai, just some sort of a refresher, and then I do 10-kilometer run every week on weekdays after work, and then
Hmm.
every month I do long rides in cycling,
Hmm.
just to
Uh,
to have a full body workout.
nice. And
So most
now,
likely
now,
my
now,
so
go ahead.
my
I'm sorry. Go
focus
ahead.
is compound style of workout.
Mm. Now, how about your eating? Because a lot of people they work out, they do running, they do push-ups, sit-ups. I'm one of them. But
Yeah.
if you're not eating right, that tears everything down. You know what I mean? Because I'll put up a red horse.
Uh,
Look, I'll put up a red horse in a minute. Some balut. and so all my training just went to shit.
yeah, I mean, as for the diet part, I mean, I don't have a specific diet, but I'm just eating a balanced meal like meat, vegetable, rice. But sometimes, over consuming carbohydrates because
Yeah.
in my office there are lots of food. I mean, how can you
Yeah.
resist? Because it's free, man. You can say
how,
no.
how can you resist the lechon and the chicken with no?
Yeah, I mean, if I ate a lot, I'm punishing myself. Okay, since I
Yeah.
ate a lot today, I'm instead of doing 10-kilometer run, I need to do 15 just to compensate. More likely, I'm focusing on maintenance right now, so that when the professional wrestling training resumes, I can be I can go to the next level of training, which is you know uh, basic conditioning again for the wrestling matches.
Okay. Nice, nice. Well, we got a couple of people. Got a couple of people that chimed in. Chona chimed in. Uh,
So basically, coach, I train a lot, but I also eat a lot, but not really a lot. I eat what I can consume and
yes.
then burn it.
Yeah, I hear you, man. That's good. I got a lot of people coming in. Like I said, I got Marlu. How are you? Chad. He just came in. Old man Chad. So gotta say hello to Chad. And
Hey, buddy, what's up, Chad?
he was
What the
asking.
hell?
He was asking how was it bumping inside the MCS ring, the boxing ring, but we already said, that shit hard as hell. You know what I mean? But so the future holds for you is to go for the championship. What about wrestling outside of the Philippines again? Do you want to go Malaysia, Singapore, Japan? Is that in your Is that in your sights? What's in your sights?
Yeah, to answer that, I prefer working the wrestling matches within Southeast Asia first,
Okay.
or go back to Hong Kong and wrestle there again. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
in God's
Nice.
grace.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
You should.
but more likely, I'm giving my eye on Southeast Asia pro wrestling scene.
Nice. Okay, that's good. That's a good. Well, that's a good goal. You know what I mean. You do that. Now, what about your MMA? Are you trying to do anything? How old are you? First of all, how old are you? How young shall I say? You're young. You're still young. Just say 20s, 30s, 30s, 40s. Where are you?
I'm just 32.
Oh, you're young. So anyway, what about doing some type of other combat sports like MMA, URCC? I think that's a promotion here in the Philippines. And then
URCC.
and then fighting in Southeast Asia. Since you do MMA, do you have any aspirations of fighting around Southeast Asia MMA?
Fighting professionally never came to my mind, honestly, because it doesn't suit my schedule, because I have a day job, and going
Okay.
professional fighting means throwing away your normal life. It's like uh, you need to train every day, like every
Yes.
day,
Yes.
and you train in the morning, you train in the afternoon, and you also train in the evening, and you got to do it on weekdays as a
Right.
professional fighter. So uh, that fighting professionally never came to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So it means you have to commit, and honestly, I can make that commitment because, of course, I have a family uh, that that needs my attention. I
Right. Right.
can't
Right.
go anywhere else.
Okay. Right. Nice. Nice. I hear you. So
But
so
if
you so go
but
ahead.
if given the chance, the opportunity, I would rather. I will go for it. But let's be realistic. So I prefer staying to where I am right now as a
Mm.
professional wrestler.
Okay, but even if URCC had a schedule, had a fight that would, because they don't have shows every month. I think every 6 months or every once a year, 2 years or something like that. You wouldn't
Yeah,
you would not consider, or would you consider fighting, you know, one time there, because that's
it all
that's that's pretty
depends on
cool.
the contract. It depends on the contract. If I'm gonna fight there for fun, maybe. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah. It's a good pay. It'd be
Anything
a good
can,
payday.
any,
Yeah.
yeah, anything can happen.
Hmm.
We'll just have to see. But what I had in mind is after this pandemic, besides doing professional wrestling, I might consider going for the amateur boxing. You know,
Oh, okay. Nice. Now, have you heard of bare knuckle fighting? Have you heard? Have you ever heard? Have you heard of that yet? Bare knuckle
yeah,
championship fighting.
I do hear about the bare knuckle boxing. It's fun to watch.
Oh, very, very. One of my friends in America just got me onto that, and man, I started going back on YouTube and watching some of their fights, and I was impressed. And then I see a lot of the MMA old people are coming, not old, but people that have been in MMA or Bellator, they're crossing over into this bare knuckle fighting. And I
Mm.
said, man, how awesome would that be here in the Philippines, bare knuckle fighting? Because you guys love boxing here, but there's a lot of people that don't want to box. They want to probably just go bare knuckles. And I said, how
Uh,
awesome would that be?
we don't know. There might be bare knuckle boxing that somewhere on a disclosed location.
Yeah,
After
that's
all, it's an
hey.
underground sport to begin with. So who knows?
Yes, exactly.
Maybe
You know,
somewhere in your place there's underground boxing going on. You
yeah.
just
I
have to
won't.
look around.
Well, I won't do it because I'm not going to jail.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You don't
but
want
but
that.
yeah, exactly. But it's definitely on the rise, man. The bare knuckle fighting is definitely on the rise because I mean, MMA is great. MMA is still good, but people still want to see people get knocked out. It's just they don't want to see you get submitted. They don't want to see you. They want to see you get knocked out. Really.
You know what's the fun in bare knuckle boxing is that you don't need to be technical, just like in
Right. Right.
typical pro boxing. In bare knuckle
Yes.
boxing, it's just pure
Yeah.
smash mouth
That's
fighting.
it. That's why I
Just
love it, man. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm really
fun to
starting to
watch.
love it. Yeah, definitely. Well, anyway, man, we're gonna close out and everything, and I just wanted to get your perspective on pro wrestling and let people know what's going on with Rex Lawin and all that good stuff. So where can your fans see you? You have Instagram. You have what do you have?
Oh, I have I think everybody knows I have a Facebook page, Danger Rex Lawin, and follow my Instagram, danger.rex.lawin. You can find my other social media accounts on my Facebook page.
Nice.
Just know the details, yeah,
Good deal.
for
Good
updates and
deal,
stuff.
man. I really appreciate you coming on, man.
But I really do
Yeah.
appreciate
I
if,
appreciate you coming on.
and also for those who are watching, please like Manila Wrestling Federation Facebook page. Yeah.
Yes. Like them all. Manila Wrestling Federation, PWR Wrestling, WUW,
Well,
Philippine Wrestling. Like all of Philippine wrestling, so
yeah.
that it can
And
it
even
can it
Southeast
can
Asian
blow up.
is wrestling. Yeah. Mhm.
Yes, definitely. So, but thank you a lot, Rex, man. I appreciate it, man. I hope to see you soon, and I hope to
Yeah.
see all everyone. And like I said, I'm gonna try to interview as many people from MWF, WUW, PWR, the Philippine wrestling scene, and I have a podcast show. I co-host ASC podcast. That's with someone that's with a young guy out of North Carolina, and so we pretty much concentrate on American wrestlers and all that stuff. But I want to focus here on the Philippine wrestlers and
Yeah.
get you guys intake and everything. So and showcase you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As best I
Uh,
can. I'm still old when it comes to this social media stuff. So I'm still learning.
but you did great, coach. And thanks for having me. It was
Yes,
an
sir.
honor.
Yes, sir.
A
Yeah,
legend like you.
Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. You be good. You're a legend too, man. You're a legend in your own right. So you take care. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We're out.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.